Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World from class 10th NCERT book. Now before starting today's video, I must tell you that what all things we have discussed in this chapter till now. So we have seen that the human eye, which is one of the important optical instrument which works upon the optics, which works upon the physics of optics, that how do these instruments like microscope, telescope, cameras, all these are working on the similar function. Means these are the concept, means these the human eye also works upon the very similar concept of the working of the camera. Okay, so this is the natural this is present in each and every animals which are living on this earth, and it is the great gift of God that we all have eyes. Now these eyes are the most important part of your body. Why? Because it helps us to see the world. Now light is also equally important, because if light is not present, we are not able to see the colorful world. Why? Because we cannot see during dark time. Now we have also discussed about the structure of the human eye. As you could see the diagram at the back of this slide, this is the diagram for the structure of the human eye, which consists of many parts like ciliary muscles, the sclera, the iris, pupil, cornea, and the eye lens. Then this is going to reflect the image on the screen called retina. It also has optic nerves, which is going to transport the nerve signals to from these organs. They're going to transport the signals from the body. Okay, so this is how the animals are going to see the different parts of the any object or this colorful world. Okay, now we also discussed about the two cells which are present in the retina of the human eye, that is the rods and the cones. So these rods and the cones are the two structures which are present in the retina, which enables us to see in the dark and the light, which is if it is present in the surrounding. If more darkness is there, means during night time, these rods we are able to see the world because of the presence of these rods. And if during daytime, if more light is present, the cones are responsible for the visibility, for the clear vision. Okay, so this is the way by which we could see the world, this colorful world. I must say that because of the gift which is being given to us, that is a human eye. Now we move on to the explanation of more explanation about the structure of the eye. Means there are certain properties, there are certain power of eye which is helpful in the functioning of the various systems, which is helpful in the functioning of the organs. They are also helpful in the structure. These are also helpful in the formation of the image. Now how all these things are responsible, we will move on to another slide, and we are going to see further in this chapter today. So we will move on to the first slide, and let us see that what all things are present in today's explanation. Okay, so we move on to the next slide, that is the accommodation. Means today's first topic will be the accommodation. Now what does this accommodation means? So this accommodation means that it is the changing shape of the eye lens which helps the eye to focus the things very properly. Okay, so it helps in focusing the objects very clearly. Now why this is happening, why it is important, and why we are able to see the things, it is based upon this power of accommodation. Now this power of accommodation means that a normal eye can see the distant object as well as the far object. Okay, so we can see both the objects very clearly. As you could focus on each and every object, whether it is high up in the sky, if a bird is flying, you could see very clearly, or if you are reading in your book or you are seeing to this video, it is very close to your eye. Okay, so this is happening because of the power of a lens, that is called accommodation. Now the eye can focus on the object lying at various distances, and this is very clear. Now the an eye can focus the image of distant object as well as the nearby object on its retina by changing the focal length or the converging power of the lens. Now, why we are talking about the converging power? Because the eye lens, the shape of the eye lens is always in convex in its shape. So this convex shape is always having the power to converge the light, which is the ray of light which is coming from the different sources of the light, and it is going to converge at one single point. That is why the converging power is always because of the presence of the lens which is in convex shape. Okay, now the accommodation, the eye can accommodate it, the eye accommodates for very close vision by tightening the ciliary muscles and allowing the crystalline lens to become more round. Now the ciliary muscles, all the function of this accommodation is based upon the ciliary muscles. Okay, so the ciliary muscles are always responsible, means where are these ciliary muscles present? You could see here in this diagram where is this ciliary muscles present. So the ciliary muscle is present here, which is going to means it is going to adjust the size of the crystalline lens which is present in the eyes. Okay, so this is present, this ciliary muscles is responsible for stretching or just relaxing the eye lens. Okay, so these ciliary muscles are always responsible for changing the focus. So if focus is being changed, it is changing because of that because of the tightening and loosening of the eye lens, which is always held with these ciliary muscles. Okay, the focal length of the eye is going to change by the action of this ciliary muscle. The ciliary muscle can change the thickness of the eye lens. Okay, so it is going to change the thickness of the eye lens. Okay, so this thickness is always changed, hence its focal length always changes. If focal length is changing, it means that the converging power is also going to be changed. So if the focal length is changing, its converging power also gets changed, and that is why you're able to see the far as well as nearby objects very clearly, and and this adjustment is taking place in a very short span of time. Okay, now why does this happen? How does this happens? Whenever the eye is looking at a distant object which is at infinity, then the ciliary muscles of the eye are fully relaxed. Now if you are looking at the infinity object, means if the light ray is coming from the distant object, okay, as it is coming here in the distant object it is coming, then what happens? The ciliary muscles don't need to refract much. Okay, they don't need to refract much. That is why the thickness is this lens is in relaxed position. Okay, so it is less convex. As you could see here, the lens is less convex. Okay, the thickness is less. So what happens to this? This is all in a relaxed position. Now the converging power is its minimum. Since the eye lens is very thin, the focal length is maximum. Okay, the focal length is always maximum, as you could see here in the enlarged diagram which is here present. So the eye lens is going to be thin, and the focal length is at its maximum position, and the converging power is minimum in this state. Okay, now and it can form the image of the distant object on retina as it is shown here in the diagram. As you could see here that the image will be formed at the retina when you are looking at the distant object normally. Now what happens to the next part? When the eye is looking at the close, means if the when the eye is always, if the same eye is that is looking towards the closed object which is present here in this second diagram, now what happens? The light rays are coming from a very close by object. So what happens to the ciliary muscles? Ciliary muscles becomes tense, due to which the eye lens becomes thick and it becomes more convex. As you could see that the thickness of the lens has been increased when the light ray is coming from the very closed object. So whenever the closed object is going to pass the light rays, due to the small focal length, the short focal length, the converging power of the lens increases and it focuses the nearby objects on retina. So as you could see here in the diagram, and the image will be formed at the retina because the eye is because this converging power has been increased now. Why this converging power has increased? Because of the movement of the ciliary muscles, and ciliary muscles become more tensed, and because of the more tensed ciliary muscles, it is going to form an image on retina. So now we can say that eye lens becomes more convex and focus the nearby objects. The eye is said to be accommodated. Now the word accommodated and unaccommodated, both the words are coming in the picture. Now when it is said as unaccommodated, when the eye is looking at the distant object, it is said to be as unaccommodated. Okay, so this is an unaccommodated. Now why this is unaccommodated? Because this is taking place because the lens is in relaxed position. It is unaccommodated. There is no changes, there is no being adjust. The eye is not getting adjust. The eye lens is not getting adjust because the distant object is able to pass the rays of light very clearly in the eye lens, and it could form the image at the retina. Okay, now similarly, if the eye is said to be accommodated, when it is said to be as accommodated, it is said to be as accommodated when the image is formed. It is when it is formed from the nearby object, as it is here in the close vision. So what happens in the close vision? As you could see that the eye lens is in the thickest part, means it is stretched, the ciliary muscles is tensed. As you could see that bending of the ciliary muscles is taking place, and the object is going to be the eye lens is going to be thickened, and this is going to be accommodated. The eye is said to be accommodated now. Okay, so this is going to adjust the nearby vision. So the maximum accommodation of a normal eye is reached when the object is at the distance of how much? It is at the distance of 25 centimeters. So the distance between the eye lens and the object is 25 centimeters. After this, ciliary muscles cannot make the eye lens bulged more. So all the power of accommodation of eye is already being used. Why it is not going to thicken more this lens? Because most of the power, all the power has been already been used at the distance of 25 centimeters. So this distance is also known as the least distance of distinct vision. This is also known as the least distance. This is the least distance of distinct vision. Now what is this distinct vision? Distinct means clear vision, and this is the least means it is the smallest distance. So what is the smallest distance for seeing clearly? This is 25 centimeters. Why this is 25 centimeters? Because it is the smallest distance at which the object could be placed and the object could see the things clearly. The eye could see these objects clearly when it is kept at minimum at 25 centimeters apart from your eyes, away from your eyes. Now after beyond this 25 centimeters, the eye lens cannot be thickened more. That is why the complete power of accommodation has already been used. That is why we are not able to see clearly. So the normal eye has a power of accommodation which enables the object as far as infinity and as close as the 25 centimeters to be focused on retina. So the power of accommodation of the normal eye is about 4 diopters. Now what is the range of the vision of a normal human eye? So the range of the normal vision of the human eye is infinity and about 25. It is between infinity and the range lies between infinity and 25 centimeters. So the least distance is 25 and the largest distance which we could see clearly is this. The farthest point which we could see is the infinity. Now the least distance is 25 and the far point is the infinity. Now how could you define this far point? This far point is the meaning of the word far point. So this is called far point. What is this far point? It is the distance, it is the maximum distance of maximum distance, it is the farthest distance, or it is the maximum distance from the eye which could see clearly, that is known as the far point of the eye, and it is at infinity. So remember, this far point is always at infinity, and the least distance is always 25 centimeters. Now this was all about accommodation, which means the power of the shape of the lens is always changing, because we need to accommodate the eye from the by seeing the objects which is placed very closely or which is placed at a very greater distance. So near point is 25 centimeters, and least distance is also 25 centimeters, and the far point is always infinity. So this was all about the accommodations which is taking place in your eye by the change of the focal length of the lens because of the stretching and relaxation of the ciliary muscles which is holding your eye lens. Okay, now we move on to the next slide, and this is again another capability of the power of your human eye, means the power of human eye. This is the first picture which is showing you the diagram of the normal eye, which is here, and then the next is showing you how the pupil is changing. Okay, now the the size of the pupil, means the hole which is present at the center of your eye, that is called pupil. Now this pupil is responsible for passing the light from the source inside your eye. Okay, so the normal eye looks like this in the first picture which is shown here. Now what happens when the dim light is present, means all the time the light is not present clearly. Sometimes it is the dim light, sometimes it is the bright light. Okay, now what happens, what changes are taking place in the human eye when we are looking at the objects in the dim light and when we are looking the object in the bright light. So when we are looking outside in the dim light, then what happens to our pupil? Pupil becomes large. Now why this pupil becomes large? As you know, the function of this pupil is to pass the light intensity in your eyes. Okay, pass the light rays in your eyes. Now when the light is dim, it means that you require large amount of light to see. Okay, so your pupil is going to be bigger, means it becomes larger. So the whole of the eye becomes larger, and so that the large amount of light is going to enter inside your eye and we could see clearly. So the pupil is going to become larger in the dim light. Now what happens when the light is present in the large amount? Means when you are present in the bright light. For presence in the bright light, what happens? The pupil is going to allow only some light to enter inside your eye. So pupil is going to become smaller. So in the bright light, what happens? Pupil becomes smaller, the hole becomes smaller, because you already have much more light present in the surrounding and you don't require much amount of light to enter inside your pupil. That is why what happens, the light is going to be adjusted because of the opening and closing of widening and shortening of this pupil which is present at the center of your eyes. So what happens when you go in the bright sun and you directly enter inside the room where the dim light is present? Or okay, so what happens when you go outside from a dim light when you are present inside the room? Then you move outside, you start blinking your eyes, you start moving your eyes in a smaller amount so that the large amount of light should not enter in your eyes, because if the large amount of light is going to enter, it could damage your retina. That is why this pupil has been accommodated. This pupil has a capacity to increase and decrease the hole which is present, which could adjust the opening of the pupil, and which could enter which helps in the entry of the light in the controlled amount, whatever is the requirement of your eyes. Okay, if now what happens when you move in the dark room, and once you enter inside the dark room from outside where the sun was present? Okay, so during the sunlight, when you are present in the sunlight, then what happens? Your pupil becomes less, your pupil becomes small, as the bright light is present and the the eye is not requiring much more amount of light, so the pupil shrinks. Okay, now what happens when you enter inside the room? The light is not sufficient and you are not able to see clearly, you feel dark. Okay, you are not able to see at all sometimes. So what happens, it takes time for the pupil to become large, because now the light is dimmer inside the room and you are not able to see. That is why you're not able to see clearly at once when you enter from the different intensities of light. Okay, so we move on to the next slide. As I have discussed about this accommodation power here, it is already being discussed, and whatever is being written here in this slide, I just quickly read out about these two power of your eyes. First was accommodation, and the second was about this movement of the pupil, which is going to shrink and relax in the presence of the light and the dark phase of the surrounding. Okay, so what is this power of accommodation? The ability of the light to see both, the ability of the eye lens to see both near and the far objects clearly by adjusting the focal length is called power of accommodation. The eye lens is composed of a fibrous jelly-like material. Its curvature can be changed to some extent by ciliary muscles. Okay, so the curvature means the length of this lens could be changed. Okay, so the focal length and the curvature both could be changed because of the presence of the ciliary muscles, which is present in the which is going to hold this eye lens. Okay, so the change when the muscles are relaxed, the lens becomes thick and the focal length increases, and when the muscles are contracted, the focal length, the eye becomes thick and the focal length changes. Now what is this near point? I already discussed that it is about 25 centimeter, and that is known as the least distance of distinct vision or the near point. All are the same things. Next is the far point. Farthest distance up to which your eye can see clearly is known as the far point of your eye, and normally the eye could see between 25 centimeters and infinity. So the far point was infinity and the near point was 25 centimeters. Okay, so this was all about the power of accommodation, and next power was that movement of the pupil when you move in the dark as well as in the bright light. Okay, it is also known as ACC. So this is also known as ACC. This is called accommodation of your eye. Now some more points regarding this accommodation is that accommodation is a process by which vertebrate eye can change optical power to maintain the clear image or focus the objects at its distance as its distance varies. Okay, the distance varies from infinity to 25 centimeters. Okay, it could vary in these distance. Okay, accommodation acts like a reflex, but can also consciously be controlled. Mammals, birds and reptiles vary in optical power, okay, by changing the forms of elastic lens using the ciliary muscles. In humans it is 15 diopters. In fishes and amphibians the power vary by changing the distance between rigid lens and retina with the muscles. So willingly we could change these accommodation power also in some birds, in some reptiles and in some mammals also. Similarly here fishes and amphibians could also change by changing the distance in the rigid lens and the retina, okay, with the muscles. Fine. So here distance, see the lens is not going to move. It is not going to move from one place to only it could contract and relax, so the focus could change, and that is known as the power of accommodation. Fine. Now we move on to the next slide, that is the power, or that is going to tell you about the defects or the vision problems. So what are the vision problems or the defects in the vision whenever it is taking place, in whatever is taking place in your eye? So as you could see here in the picture, which is being showing you about the two people. One is moving when one is reading the book by keeping it very far away, and another person is reading the book by keeping very close to its eyes. Okay, now do you feel that is this picture telling you about the different problems? Yes, you could not see the letters very clearly if you keep your eyes if you keep your books very close to your eyes. Okay, as you know that the power of accommodation of your eye lens is always between infinity to 25 centimeters. So if you go beyond infinity, we cannot go beyond infinity as it is the farthest point. Okay, and if you cannot go closer to this 25 centimeters, at least 25 centimeters must be present in between your eyes and the distance in between your object and the eyes. Okay, so this is very much harmful if we are looking very very close to it, it means there is certain problem. And if you're looking at a very far, keeping the book very far away from at more than that of 25 centimeters, it means again it is a problem, or you are not able to see the things clearly when you're keeping when the things are kept at the larger distance. For example, if you are sitting in your classroom and you are not able to see the things clearly written on your blackboard which is present in your class. Okay, so it means in both the condition where the person is not able to see the nearby object clearly, and if the person is not able to see the far objects clearly, so in both the conditions the defects are there, means there is certain problem in the parts of your eye because of which you are not able to see clearly. And for correcting these power, you have different options. The very common option for treating these vision problem is the spectacles or the glasses which you wear. Okay, the pair of glasses which you wear or the spectacles which you wear. Now they have different lens present in it. Okay, now these lens also plays a very important role in adjusting and also removing these defects. Now let us discuss about these vision problems and what these vision problems are telling you about. So we need to study about these 4 vision problems, and there are certain more vision problems which is not related directly with the lens. It is related to some other parts of your eye. Okay, so we will discuss about these 4 vision problem. The first defect or the vision problem which could be corrected using suitable eyeglasses or spectacles, these are: first one is myopia. Okay, so this myopia is also known as the nearsightedness, or this is also known as the short sightedness. Okay, this is also known as short sightedness. Okay, now near or short, what does this mean? So this nearsightedness is the defect of the eye in which you cannot see the distant object clearly. Sightedness means you could see the things. Which type of things you could see? Near things you could see. So what is the problem in this myopia? In myopia you could see the things clearly which is very close by, but you cannot see the things which is present at a very distant object. Okay, means you could not see the far things clearly. So this is about myopia. This is called nearsightedness. Okay, nearsightedness, or it is also known as short-sightedness, means the person who is looking here, the person is suffering from the myopia. The person cannot see the far things here in this diagram. Okay, in this picture, as the person is seeing the close by object but not able to see the nearby but not able to see the far by objects. Okay, the next is the hypermetropia. Okay, it is also known as far sightedness. Fine, sometimes it is also known as hyperopia, but it is always in your book you will find that it is written as hypermetropia. Okay, hypermetropia. So this is the correct spelling. This is called hypermetropia. This is also known as far-sightedness, or it is also known as long-sightedness. Okay, why this is long-sightedness? This is long-sightedness because you are able to see the things, you are able to see the things which are present at the larger distance. Okay, at the higher distance. Fine, so this is all about the myopia and the hypermetropia. Fine. So next vision problem is presbyopia. Okay, and this presbyopia, again it is a vision problem where the defect of the eye is in the old person which cannot read clearly without spectacles. Okay, next is astigmatism, which is again the next problem which we need to discuss is this astigmatism. Now what is this astigmatism? This is also a eye problem where a person is not able to see both the horizontal and vertical lines simultaneously. Okay, so this is a defect where a person is not able to see the things This is which cannot see the things, that means the vertical as well as the horizontal lines on, we are not able to see them clearly. Okay, now there are certain other problems like cataract, and which could be corrected by the surgery, or there are different other problems which are present in the other part of the eye. So we are going to discuss this in the means this details of this myopia and hypermetropia will be discussed in the next slide or in the next video. Okay, and we have to discuss about all these vision problems in detail. Okay, so this is all about the things which we have discussed now. Today we have seen about the power, two more properties of your eyes, that is the power of accommodation, where you could see the nearby as well as the far objects clearly by adjusting the lens. Similarly, we have also seen the adjustment of the pupil, where the dim and the dark light is present. More light is present means bright light is present, and the reason by which we cannot see properly when we come from the sunny light or the bright light inside a dim dark room. Okay, and we need to discuss about these 4 vision problems in the next class, in the next video. Okay, so children, that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be discussed. Okay, so that's all for today's video.